What up, everybody? It's your boy Adam, back at you with another update on this. It's 35-day, 5-week rise and grind challenge. Just trying to see what I can do, what I can accomplish. Like I said, I had no plan, I had no list of achievements I'm trying to make. I'm not Gary Vee or David Goggins or one of these people. I'm not getting on this thing to tell you to get up at 4 in the morning and go on a 100-mile jog before you start working 50 hours a day. And if you don't do that, you're a lazy piece of garbage. You know, like buy my course. If you want to know more, buy my course. No, I'm not that guy. All right, this is just an experiment to see if I just put aside some things that I want to do. You know, just put aside lounging around, going on a fun trip, and just focus on working for 5 weeks straight and just doing as much as I can every day. What can I actually do? Can I do more than I've been doing lately? And I'm on day 25. That's where I'm at right now. And the last time I shot a video, it was around the end of day 23, which was Sunday. Today's Tuesday. I work at the bakery on Monday, and no videos getting shot when I come home all shot from that thing. So, just a quick recap on day 9 or day 23 on a scale. I'm beat today. Pay attention to how shot out I am mentally and physically right now. And look at me. This is me. This is how I feel right now. Talk about that in a minute. Get the fuck out of my face. These bugs. Go find something else. Go find something else to do. I'm not going to edit this out. I don't care. I do not care anymore. I'm shot out. The day after that bakery thing is the worst day of my week. In comparison, Sunday, on a scale of 1 to 10, did you even bother to rise, or did you grind? 1 is you barely got out of bed and all you did was sit on the couch and watch TV, order a pizza, and the only walking that you did was walking to the door to get the fucking pizza and go sit back down at the coffee table, put the pizza on the coffee table, and keep watching whatever dumbass TV show marathon that you picked out for the day. That's a 1. A 10 is your David Goggins. You got up at 4 in the morning, you went on a 100-mile jog, you got back at 7 in the morning, and you went to the gym, you did 6,000 pull-ups on the pull-up bar, then you went and talked to your social media team, and then you went to this meeting, that meeting, you went to some random high school, you flew on your private jet to the high school, and you gave a speech to the kids about don't be a lazy piece of shit. If you want to be like me, buy my course. And then you work another 32 hours, and then you go to bed at 2 in the morning, wake up at 4 in the morning and do it all over again. That would be a 10, right? Gary Vaynerchuk, David Goggins, Andrew Tate, all these fake internet hustle grind culture personalities, that's what I guess would be a 10. Maybe you could do a little bit less and I would still give it a 10. But Sunday I gave it a 9. I gave myself a 9 on Sunday. I was out of bed at 7 in the morning. I started laundry at 7:46 in the morning. And I did 4 loads of laundry in that ghetto-ass third world washing machine thing that I got, set of bedding and everything else. I had, my living room slash bedroom combo thing looked like it looked like the photos of Calcutta with all the laundry hanging across the streets of the ghetto, and the tangled up power lines, and you know kids kicking a goat head around in the street because they can't afford a soccer ball, and all that stuff. That's what my living room looked like all day long while these clothes were drying. And so I had everything was washed and ready by noon and hanging up, and everything was dry by 3 in the afternoon. And what else did I do? I worked on a project from about 8 in the morning, client project, until after, I took some breaks, but I got done about 7:15 in the evening. I launched this thing, and then I put in I shot a video for you guys, and then I went back to work and worked another 2 hours on that project, but moving forward from what went live. So there's another round of stuff coming for that website, some more updates and some more improvements, but I was able to get that stuff posted. And I put together an invoice. That takes time. That's about a half hour. Every time I bill this client, it's a half hour from when I start creating the invoice to when the email goes out, and I can wash my hands of it and be done for that part of it. There's some reasons why it takes half an hour instead of 5 minutes, and I don't need to get into those details, but it's kind of a pain. But I like getting paid, so you got to do what you got to do. I really wish I could have spent a full day cleaning my house like I did the previous Sunday, but nothing slid backward throughout the week. I was keeping up on it, the day-to-day stuff, so nothing really went backwards. I have a huge pile of dishes right now because I cleaned out my fridge yesterday, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I ground out the day from 7:45 in the morning all the way until midnight. It was midnight when that invoice went out to my client, and midnight is when I went and sat on my couch and just crashed. And I had to get up at the next morning to go work at that bakery. So I think 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13. That's like 16 hours straight of nonstop work, other than taking a break to eat one meal. So I was burned out from that when I woke up yesterday at 6:30 in the morning, and I had to go to this bakery job, and I worked until 4:30 there. And I like everybody at this place. Time goes by pretty fast, especially I'll say a little prayer on my way in, and one of the things I ask God for is to make the clock spin faster so that I can get out of there faster. Help us all get along. I swear to God, if I forget to say these little prayers before I go into that place, it's different. I notice a big difference in the atmosphere, the vibe, the speed of the clock, and all lots of different things, to the point where I'll forget, I'll say a prayer protect us all, keep us from getting burned in the ovens, and help us not slip and fall, and whatever else could go wrong, where somebody could get hurt, keep us under. If I forget to do that, someone will get burned. One time I forgot to do that, somebody slipped and fell, and I caught her before she smacked her head on the edge of the sink. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot to ask God to protect us from all this. Oh, there we go. The time will go by really slow, and I'll be like, oh, I forgot to ask God to speed up the clock and make it go by faster. So I generally remember to do this on my way into that place because it works. It works. And so I took the book. I just helped a client publish a book, so I took some copies of the book. Some people were interested in that. That was kind of cool, to share that book with some people and just hand out a few copies. And now we're at the end of April. I found out a few weeks ago, that my car registration was only good for 6 months. I thought that would have been for a year, but I didn't pay that much attention when I went and got my car put on the road. And in order to get your registration, you have to go to a garage and get an emissions test. And all they do is plug in a computer to your OBD port, run a couple of tests, and go, okay, you're good. So I said to myself, yesterday, it's almost the end of the month, and I'm on my way home from the bakery, and I say to myself, yeah, I got to call that garage tomorrow and see if I can bring it in the next couple of days to get that emissions test done. I kid you not, as soon as those fucking words come out of my mouth, the check engine light lights up on my fucking dashboard. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, because that will fail. Now my emissions test failed. All because that fucking light came on the day before I want to take it in to get the test. So I've got this 2012 Volkswagen Passat, and I haven't had any problems, but I had a major issue on this car last October, and it took me October, November, December, took me over 2 months just to get it diagnosed and fixed. And it was expensive. And now I literally say the words, I got to take it in for the emissions test tomorrow. Boom, check engine light comes on. I'm like, you got to be. I do not trust this fucking car at all. Am I grateful to have a car and thankful that God, rained money out of the sky so that I could go buy a car? Yes, absolutely. And in a normal day, a check engine light that's not flashing is not that big of a deal. I drove the car. It wasn't like you have to pull over. It's not like it's not, in a normal situation, this would be like, okay, what is it? Come home, scan it. Go, okay, I'll get paid in a couple of weeks. I'll take it to the garage and get it done. But no, this check engine light had to come on 3 days before the end of the month, when I was planning on going to get the emissions test done tomorrow. And now it's going to fail. And now whatever that light came on for, and I'm like, I do not trust this fucking car. I don't trust it. I'm never going to trust this car. So at this point, that's strike 2 on this car. I've gone from, I don't even want to take care of the car. I hate this car. I absolutely hate this car. It's definitely not the worst car I've ever owned, but every time I get in this car, I'm going to expect something to go wrong from now on. I just don't have a good feeling about this car. And it's like a sixth sense kind of a thing. And I've had worse vehicles than this. So I'm not, take that with a grain of salt. But I've had vehicles that I could trust, that I'm like, yeah, I can drive all the way across the country and back, and I'm not going to have a problem with this vehicle. And I've had other vehicles that I'm like, I'm afraid to go to the grocery store and back because I don't know if I'm going to make it back. That's where I am with this car. Every time I get in and turn the key, I'm like, please, Jesus, let me get to the grocery store and back. So I came, and there's another weird synchronicity with this car problem. Like I said, it's not a emergency kind of, you can still drive the car problem. It's just the timing, really, the day before I got to go get this done, you fucking do this. And I'm pissed about it. I'm pissed off about it. But anyway, so I don't trust this car. But there's another weird synchronicity about the timing of this that's stuck in my head. Come to the members only live stream if you want the details on that. I'm not gonna. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But it is very strange to me that it just picked yesterday to do this. So I came home. I had to go to the grocery store, but I decided to come home first, chill out for a bit. I had a tres leches cake that I didn't want it sitting in my car, and because it's got milk in it. Do you really want? It was like 90 degrees yesterday. Do I want a thing full of milk sitting in a 90-degree car while I go shopping at the grocery store? No. So I came home. I threw that in the fridge. And so I've got a good code scanner for this car. I plug it in. I did not dig deep. I got the code that the check engine light was indicating. It's an O2 sensor, which is what I thought it would be. And then I took a snapshot with my phone of the code and the error message. And then I cleared out the code. And you can't just clear out the code, take it to the auto garage, and pass your emissions test. It doesn't work like that. They're going to call me up over the phone and say, hey, it looks like you cleared your codes before you brought it in. We can't pass you. So I got two options. I drive this car like anywhere from 100 to 50 miles to 100 miles, maybe up to 300 miles, so that all the monitors and all the computers reset and decide that the car's running fine and that the check engine light didn't come back on. Okay, we're good now. Then I could take it in to the garage, have them plug in their computer. Okay, you passed. It's like 15 minutes to do the emissions inspection here. I could drive a car to the shop with non-functional brakes and a wheel that's half falling off. They don't inspect you for that here, but the emissions. Check engine light, done, you fail. So the other way to fix it is to take it to the garage, tell them, look, I had to reset the code. I reset the code not to try and hide the problem from the inspection, but because I had to go to the grocery store. So I'm like, I'll reset the code, drive to the grocery store and back, which is about 15 miles total, see if the light comes back on. And I gunned it. I drove it like I tried to do variety driving, like slow, idle, crawling along in traffic, stoplights, and then when I got on the open road, I put the gas pedal to the floor and I tried to, I was braking hard. I was kind of putting it through its paces because the check engine light came on. I had to brake. Somebody tried to brake check me on the highway, and I had to hit my brakes and switch lanes. And that's when the light came on. And I'm like, so maybe the sensor has a shorted out wire, and that jerk of emotion was just enough to trigger the sensor wire to glitch out and throw that error message. But either way, replacing a sensor is like a few $100. It's not a big repair, but it's a problem because I have to do it right now. That's the problem. And so the other option is take it to the garage, tell them what happened, show them the code so that they know where to look, have them fix it, and then they're going to give me back the car and tell me that I've got to go drive it around for a couple 100 miles and bring it back so that they can pass my inspection. The whole thing turned into a clusterfuck. All because I can't trust this car. I can still drive the car, but I can't. For me on federal probation to be driving around a car with an expired registration, then I get pulled over by a cop because they all have license plate scanners now, and so if a cop gets behind me, woo, it's going to be like I'm going to get pulled over for it. And then I'm going to have all kinds of fucking problems and bullshit, having to report to probation that I got in trouble with the police and all this fucking nonsense. So it's a big problem. And I absolutely hate this fucking car right now. Would I rather not have a car? No. But this car is pissing me off, and I'll never own another Volkswagen. I'll never own another Volvo. In fact, I don't even want to own another modern car. The way things are going in the automobile industry and the crap that they want to do to all these cars, I would like to find a car that's a little older. I don't know. I'll figure this out. I'm not like, I'll get this taken care of and the car will probably be fine for the next 6 months and then it'll piss me off again. And it's not, every vehicle I own has problems. It's not like this is abnormal. So, but the timing of it is just like, this is the second time that the car broke down and wouldn't drive the day before the company Christmas party last December. And I ended up having to ride my bicycle to the job when I was planning on driving that day. And, it turned into a mess. And it was borderline. I mean, it took 2 months. 2 months of taking it to 2 different garages. At one garage, I had to take it in twice before they could figure out what was wrong. And then they were telling me that it was still a guessing game. But when they replaced the module that was flaking out, I haven't had a problem since. But it's just, why yesterday? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's just how the universe works sometimes. So maybe there's a reason above and beyond that maybe I'm supposed to take this to the... I already had to take it to the garage, but maybe there's a reason for this I don't know yet. And there's some synchronicity going on that's in my head, and I'll just leave it at that. So I came home from the grocery store, check engine light didn't come back on. It may have been enough of a glitch that maybe I can go to the... I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm going to take it in. I don't know. I might just have to go out and drive tomorrow. Go somewhere. Far. Just find a reason to go drive 100 miles, 50 miles each way, do something tomorrow. I don't even know what. Go out to the national forest and go on a hike. I don't know. And see if that check engine light comes on. And if it doesn't, take it in right away. Get my emissions thing done. Get the registration renewed. And then wait and see if it comes back. And when it comes back, then take care of it. But either way, it's a sensor. But it's an older car. It's a 2012. These things happen. It's around that time in terms of mileage when these things have to be dealt with. It's not abnormal. It's not even unexpected. It's just why today is what my mind was yesterday. And I literally said right out of my mouth, out loud, so maybe the microphone inside the car heard me say it. Oh, I got to take it in for the emissions test tomorrow. Boop! The light comes on. Not even 5 seconds after that came out of my mouth, the check engine light came on. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, wow, that's crazy. Right here on my coffee mug, it says right here, be strong and courageous. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. So be strong and courageous. Fuck it. It is what it is. It's a car. That's what they do. So I came home from the grocery store, and it's like sometimes and I had to clean out my fridge. Sometimes when my fridge gets to where it needs to be cleaned out, I got to go through and I got to check all the dates, go through the produce and be like, oh yeah, them carrots is no good anymore, and just go through and do that every few weeks. Is at the point where I had to throw some things away. And so I did that before I put my groceries away, disinfected and cleaned all the shelves and, wiped it all down. So it feels a lot better. One thing about my fridge is when my fridge and I know other people are like this, when my refrigerator gets to where it needs to be cleaned out, it makes me not want to cook. It makes me not want to like do any kind of involved dinner prep or cook any food or make something healthy or whatever. I'll just grab the most convenient, quick, like, oh, here's a brick oven pizza, throw it in the oven, right? I don't want to make any food. Like, it just, I don't know, there's like it's disgusting in there, and it makes me not want to make anything to eat, which is just going to make everything else in the fridge go bad, because I don't want to go in there. And so you got to clean that out, right? So I go grocery shopping. I'm like, I'm not putting this food away until I clean out this. It wasn't even that bad, but it was bad enough and disorganized and things, it just needed to be, sometimes you just need a do-over. You got to pull everything out, put it all back in, check the dates, that horseradish sauce is a little sus. Toss it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got some cream cheese. I should have eaten that a month ago. That kind of stuff. And so, had to do that. Feels a lot better. Now I'm like, boom, fridge is good to go. Now I want to cook. It's the opposite. Now I want to go in there and be like, ooh, what can I make? So that's what you got to do. I did that yesterday after worked 8 hours at the bakery, came home, dealt with the car nonsense, went grocery shopping, came home, cleaned the fridge, and now these gnats. You saw me. I just bitched at one, and it hasn't come back. But these gnats, they're gnats. Gnats, G-N-A-T-S. Okay, I gotta keep looking out the door. There's someone coming today, and I've gotta, like, pay attention to that. So, somebody's getting an Amazon delivery. It ain't me, so I'm good. So, these gnats, yesterday, I was not here. Oh, come on, dude. Amazon thinks that Amazon leaves packages for everybody else on this property on my front step now. There's 5 buildings on this property, but whenever Amazon, because I guess I'm the one who gets the most Amazon stuff here, so everybody else's Amazon deliveries get left on my porch, or my front steps. I don't have a porch. But, these gnats, the gnats, they were driving me insane. You saw one, just one, flew in front of me, and I'm like trying to fucking punch the damn thing because they're trying to climb up my fucking nose. And I'm going like this. It's like Mr. Miyagi with a pair of chopsticks trying to catch a fly. It's like you can't get them. They're insane. I can't stand these things. And that was just one. Well, yesterday I get home and they're everywhere again, and Sunday and Saturday I got rid of them. Like, they were down to like almost nothing. And I'm like, where are these things? Well, I know where they're coming from. So I go into the bathroom where I have this plant, and I look at the soil on this plant, and it's just crawling with these things. And I'm like, oh my God. Because I wasn't home all day, and the heat and the humidity and all that, they were just like, boom! And I'm like, we're done. We're done here. I took that plant outside. I went as far away from the house as I could out in the yard, and I just dumped this thing out. And I'm looking at the ground, and I got it's at night, so I'm using this. I got this flashlight. There's like the whole soil from this plant. There's just covered in maggots. Like, the soil is going like this when I'm shining the light on it. It's like the soil itself is just undulating, and I'm like, oh my God! It was like the stuff of nightmares. It was like the scene in a horror movie, like before Freddy Krueger walks in with his razor blade glove to get you. That's the thing that you see first. And I'm like, oh my God! It was like straight out of a horror movie. And I'm like looking at, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I was about to throw away the pot, but it's a nice pot. And I'm like, damn it, I got to wash this out. I can't just throw this thing away. But I'm going to have to like, it was so awful. Awful. So I did the right thing. Like I knew I was going to probably have to get rid of this plant. And I tried to save it. But it just kept getting worse. And yesterday, when I saw yesterday, it was the day. I was like, "We're done. We're done here. This plant. Sorry, guy, but you're out. We're done here." And and I was getting worried when I saw that. I'm like, these things are going to go into all of my house plants and take over this whole house if I don't get rid of this plant. And so I did that. And then I have some other things. Spray. I have different sprays that you can spray your plants with and different kinds of stuff to deal with that. And as of today, that one that you saw me getting mad about in the video here, that's the only one that's gotten in my face so far today. The bathroom is clear. I think maybe I saw one when I went in there earlier. They're done. Like it's that getting rid of that plant seems to have like cleared the house. I might see one here and there. I'm checking all the plants. I'm looking everywhere. You know, I still gotta I gotta be on it for the next like 10 days. And I've got you get these things called mosquito bits. You mix them with water, and then you can water your plants with the water, and that kills anything that's in the soil. So if they did lay eggs in the soil on the other plants, whenever I water the plants for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be watering it with insect killer. It's safe for the plants. It's just water for the plants, but anything that's in that soil alive other than the plants is done. It's done. It's a done deal. So, but I'm already feeling like, the relief. The electronic fly swatters aren't popping anymore. Like it's all good. We're all good. They're done. It's over with. That one plant got infested with these things and it had to go. That was it. It was awful, but so, and I didn't even want to do that last night, but I'm like, I got to. I can't just let I can't let this go another night. So now it's like 11 o'clock and I'm out here doing this crap. Oh, man. And then I've got this MacBook. And the newest operating system for Apple is Tahoe. But it's optimized for the M chips, the Apple's M1, M2, M3, M4. The M processor series from Apple is optimized for Tahoe. Tahoe is optimized for those. But this MacBook that I have, it's the very last Intel chip that they sold. And if I had waited like 3 more months to get my MacBook, I would have got an M1. Because that's what would have been out. But I needed to do it right away. And this was the best MacBook I could get at the time. And it was just bad timing. But it's not a bad computer at all. And I was about to update to Tahoe because I'm running Sonoma on this thing. And I'm terrified to do MacBook updates because they take over an hour. You never know what the hell's going on with your computer while it's doing it. Like your computer just shuts off. And like you never know what the hell's going on during the whole process. And then maybe it comes back to life in like an hour and it's like, okay, I'm done. Like you have no indication of what's going on in the background while you start doing these software updates. And they typically go smooth, but if they don't, you're fucked. And I don't have the luxury to end up being fucked when I've got projects and deadlines and things like that. So I don't got time to be messing around with that. So I have to be very careful. Like when I was homeless, there was no fucking way I was going to update my MacBook while I was homeless. Like, there was no way I was going to do that. And, even since I've been in Houston, I've been very reluctant to run any updates just because I'm always with my back against the wall with some deadline or something important I have to do. I ain't got time to be dealing with a malfunctioning update. So last night I was like, yeah, I'm kind of I'm in a place where I could actually do it. So I'm like, it's night. I could just walk away from it, let it do its thing, come back to a fresh MacBook. So I start downloading Tahoe. And then I start reading horror stories. People saying that they put Tahoe on this MacBook, which this is the last Intel MacBook that they will allow you to install Tahoe on. It won't work on any other Intel chip MacBook. And I'm like, okay. All these people complaining about it made my computer unusable. It's choppy. It's slow. Everything broke. Nothing works. I can't even scroll a web page anymore. Like, all these nightmares about what people went through when they put that operating system on their Intel MacBook. And I'm like, cancel. I hit that cancel button. The thing was like 3/4 of the way downloaded, and I hit the cancel button. I'm like, no fucking way. And so I did some more homework, and the homework is telling me, don't do it. Don't do it. The only way to undo it after you do it is to reformat your hard drive completely and start from zero. I'd have to reinstall all the software. I'd have to do everything on this computer from scratch. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I wasn't going to do that at all. So here it is. I'm like, it's like 11:30 at night, and I'm like, okay, what can I do? So I decide to run the latest security patch for Sonoma. I'm like, I'll at least get that updated. And so I did that. It took about 45 minutes, and then it was done. And I'm like, okay, good. I put the Mac to sleep. This morning I come out, my Mac is shut down. Something made my MacBook shut down in the middle of the night, and I had to reboot it. I really don't know what happened. Don't really care. It's probably nothing to worry about. But I start doing more homework, and people are saying that if I install Sequoia, which is in between, it goes Sonoma, Sequoia, Tahoe, in terms of the major updates to the Mac OS. If I update one more level up, but skip Tahoe, general consensus is the MacBook will run better, faster, be snappier, and most of the new software, the newest versions of Adobe software, Photoshop, Premiere, and all those After Effects and all that kind of stuff will run smoother and faster. I'll have less bugs, etc. So I did enough homework I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So I downloaded Sequoia, but I'm going to wait until, it's probably going to be 10, 11 o'clock tonight before I even hit that button to install it, so that I can just walk away and go watch TV or something and just forget about it until it's done. And I come back and I'm like, oh, my Mac's updated, and then I'm just going to leave it. I'll install the security updates and patches, but I'm not going to put Tahoe on this Mac. I've pretty much made up my mind on that. Unless they do something to make it work better on this computer, but they don't care. They're not gonna go back in time and retrofit their newest software to work on a computer that's 7 years old. So I'm good. So that was yesterday, from 7 in the morning until 12:31 a.m. nonstop doing stuff. So I gave, on a scale of 1 to 10, I gave myself an 8, because if I'm spending and wearing myself out to work at a bakery job making like barely minimum wage, it's like, in fact, if I was in New York State, I wouldn't even be making minimum wage. because minimum wage in New York State's $15 an hour. So even though I'm only doing it one day a week, I'm like, that 8 hours, and not just the 8 hours, but the drive to and from, so you can say 10 hours there, plus the physical exhaustion and what it does to me the next day and the day after sometimes. It's like I can use that time for bigger and better things. But it's also like a safety net. That we had somebody who's leaving the bakery yesterday, and I was just kind of saying goodbye and, good luck at your new job and all that. And I said, but she's going to stay working there on Saturdays. Same reason I'm working on Mondays. Kind of like this little safety net, just in case, because you're like, it's like, I don't know, you don't want to burn yourself by leaving and then, oh shit, this didn't work out, and then you want to come back, and now it's a big pain in the ass to come back. So like, I'm just gonna like mostly leave, but I'll just keep one foot in the pool, right? Or I don't know another analogy, but you're not gonna completely detach yet until you're comfortable at your new thing. So I'm kind of in the same mental state about that for multiple reasons. A lot of it has to do with this probation officer being up my ass if I just leave that job completely. It looks better on paper that I have this job, and they leave me alone and they don't bother me and they let me do my thing. And so I got like less than a year. And we know how the prison industry works. It's a business. It's an industry. It's a business. And they don't make money by having empty beds. So they really like to take someone like me who's almost to the finish. They're not going to trip you at the beginning of the race. If they're going to trip you, they're going to try and trip you before you hit the finish line. So they're waiting for me to get close to the finish line, and then they can be like, gotcha, bitch! And drag me back off to the fucking hooskow and put me in a fucking cage again for the next 10 years. So I'm just, I'm trying to keep my head down and just stay away from those fucking people as much as I can. And just get to that fucking finish line with this. So I gave myself, on a scale of 1 to 10, I gave myself an 8. It may have been a 9 day, but that's a good score for what I did. I don't feel bad about it. Definitely, I felt like I accomplished more on Sunday, but I felt like I worked harder yesterday physically. So, but Sunday was a better day for my bottom line, is all I'm saying. So I said at the bakery as I was leaving, she was like, well, maybe I'll see you if you ever work a Saturday again. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, if you ever see me come in and work on a Saturday, that means something went really wrong with my life. So we're probably not gonna see each other again, but that, good luck. And that leaves today, day 25. What's going on? So I always schedule a meeting with this one client at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays because I'm exhausted and it forces me to get out of bed. Otherwise, I would sleep the whole day away from exhaustion. Well, he sends me a text because I kind of was like this with my phone this morning, and he sent me a text saying I'm not going to be able to make it to the meeting today. I got this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. Went back to bed. 10 a.m., boom, 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 on my door. And I'm like, shit. I jump out of bed. I throw on a shirt. Go outside. It's the landlord. We're getting a dumpster delivered to the property. So I was already complaining in a recent video. One of the things that I don't like about living here is that there's no trash collection. So the landlord just comes and takes everybody's trash. But sometimes he takes a while. And so I have a pretty big garbage can outside, but it gets full. Well, he usually comes and gets it. Well, it got so full, I couldn't shove anything else in the can. Home Depot has same-day delivery, so I ordered another one and had them deliver it. And boom, I can throw away my trash. Well, no, that one's full. Full. Two. And I'm like, these things aren't cheap. And I'm like, I'm not just going to keep buying garbage cans. Well, the reason he didn't come and get the stuff is because he's got a dumpster on the way and trash collection service. Because we don't live in the country per se, but it's basically the same thing as living out in the country. Nobody wants to come and get your trash. And it's a pain in the ass when you live out in the country to get a company to come take your fucking garbage. The further away you live from society, like sometimes you might just have to get a pickup truck just to take your trash into town to dump it at like some dump place where they tell you to take it. So that's happening today. And he was asking me if I'll be here all day so that I can, when they show up with the dumpster, I don't know when the hell they're coming. It's like it's 1:45 in the afternoon. They haven't showed up. But I'm supposed to tell them where they want the dumpster to go. And so I'm just waiting for that. And but that forced me out of bed at 10 a.m. And I'm like, I could barely walk. I'm walking like this. I couldn't even open my eyes yet. I'm exhausted. The day after work in that bakery is a slog. It's a slog. It's awful. I'm exhausted. I'm wiped out. I don't know how people who work there full time can handle that. I don't know. I can't. I couldn't do it. I had to stop because I couldn't do it anymore. The one who's leaving is going to an office job. I'm like, you're going to be on vacation. You can work 50 hours a week at an office job and feel like you're on vacation compared to this. Within a week, you're going to be like, I don't even want to go into that place on Saturday anymore. It's one day, working one Saturday at that place will be more exhausting than 50 hours in an office would be. But the office, not to say that, working in an office can be exhausting, but it's mental exhaustion, which is way different than physical exhaustion. When I'm mentally drained and I'm mentally exhausted, I can get on a bicycle and go on a 100-mile ride. If I'm mentally exhausted, I can go to the gym and work out for 3 hours. Like it's nothing. No big deal. I can do all kinds of physical stuff when I'm mentally exhausted as long as I don't have to think about it. And it actually feels good. And it actually wakes up my mind and it makes me not as mentally tired. But physical exhaustion is like so much worse. So much worse. I get so worn out, I can barely walk. For me, standing on my feet all day is worse than a 100-mile bicycle ride would be. My longest one-day bicycle ride's 174 miles in a day. I was trying to get 200. I tapped out. I tapped out at 174 because I was falling asleep at the handlebars and I fell asleep and I almost went off a 20-foot drop on it was on the C&O Canal Trail. You come up on these old, 1800s canal locks, and you have to stay on the trail. There's like two ways you could go. You can ride along the top of the lock, or you go down into the lock and pop up the other side because there's no water in it. Well, I almost went off of a ledge. When I woke up, I slammed on the brakes, and my front wheel was hanging over the edge of a 20-foot drop. And I was like, we're done. We're not getting 200. I was like, the panic attack that I had from that, I definitely was I was a lot more alert for about 3 more miles. And then I started drifting again. I started falling asleep at the handlebars again. And I had to do stuff to force myself to not fall asleep. And when I got to the campsite, I was like, I wanted to go farther because the campsite was right next to this railroad yard that's super loud. And I've done this ride so many times, I knew I didn't want to camp there. But I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired right now. I can listen to these train cars going bang, 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 bang all night long, I'm not going to wake up. And I didn't. That all you can hear all night long, 24 hours a day in this railroad yard is just bang, 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 train cars being smacked together. Loud. It's earth-shaking loud. You feel the ground vibrate. And I'm like, I don't even care. I'm sleeping here. And so I did that. It was fine. But I couldn't go the extra, 174, so that's 26 miles. I couldn't go 26 more miles. I was done. And that was better than standing on my feet 8 hours at a bakery all day. I woke up the next day, got on my bike, and rode 150 miles the next day. Like it was nothing. I can't do that the day after standing on my feet for 8 hours. That's worse. Consistently, I know for a fact, when I ride my bicycle 25 miles, work at the bakery for 8 hours, ride my bicycle 25 miles home, I feel better the next day than if I drove my car to the job and back. And I've proven this to myself over and over again since I got that car. So yesterday I drove because Sunday I worked so hard on Sunday I couldn't prepare for the bicycle ride. There's some prep. It takes about an hour, maybe 2 hours to get ready to go on that bike ride. It's not just hop on the bike and go. I gotta have like a disco show of lights, and I gotta make sure I have everything I need, and just, there's some stuff involved. And so I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'll drive. And so now I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling rough today. I'm feeling rough. And I don't even know. I got all kinds of things I got to do today. And it's already almost 2 in the afternoon. So my rise and grind score ain't going to be very high. But today, the gnats, those freaking bugs. I mean, I just had one fly in front of me. But they're it's much better. Now that plant's gone that they were using as a breeding ground, it's over. Like, they're going to disappear. They've already, like, I go in the bathroom now, I don't see any. I just got to, keep watching the other plants to make sure that they don't magically appear again. So, as long as they don't, good to go. Probably this wave of the wave of pestilence is probably over. The first, what is that? The first plague of the apocalypse. So the gnat invasion is over. What's the next plague? The locusts, or when the rivers turn to blood, or the plague of frogs, or we're not at the the firstborn child of every male dies. We're not quite there yet. So, but yeah, you gotta be real careful with house plants. You gotta check that soil. If you repot plants, if you go to the store and buy soil, you might need to microwave that shit. You gotta do something to I think I don't know. I think I brought soil home that was contaminated. And that's what happened. You got to be careful. It could have been the fertilizer I used. I think I might be tossing that shit. No pun intended. This organic fertilizer. I think I might just go back to using ammonium nitrate. I just might have to pay cash for that and make sure that I might have to put on a COVID mask and go buy some ammonium nitrate plant fertilizer with cash, so that I don't get picked up on some government database because they think I'm trying to build a bomb now. But that'll be better than organic fertilizer. Fuck that shit, man. If my house is gonna get infested with bugs because I went organic, then fuck that. We're not going to do organic anymore. It's over. We'll see what happens. There's some stuff I can do that I still haven't done. So, I don't know. Today, what am I doing today? I sat in a YouTube meeting with these fucking blue-haired liberal censorship brigade and just didn't pay any attention to it because I just don't care. Just a bunch of bullshit. I'm the most shadow banned channel on YouTube right now. I think Wednesday, tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Yep. Tomorrow is the decoding the algorithm meeting. So if I can, I'm tired, but if I can prepare something to say and get a couple of cameras going and screen recording, I might just try to put these blue-haired people on point, asking them like, so how do you get out of the shadow ban when your channel is shadow banned? And like maybe just to show you the gaslighting and to show you the generic responses that I'll get and just the deflection and all that stuff, because they don't want to admit that they do that to people. But I've got like 6 different creators that have flat out told me that they're going through the same thing I am. And it all happened when they said the wrong thing. Whatever it was, politically, or talking about cancer, or talking about COVID, or something that you're not supposed to say because they don't want you to know. I'm not the only one going through this, and so I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to talk. I got some details, and I would like to use that in a video and show you guys, like, this is the gaslighting that they're pulling off. But that's a lot of work. And the way I feel today, if that meeting were today, I wouldn't have done it. I might feel better tomorrow, but I also got work to do, and I got client stuff to do, so I don't know. I'm not getting paid for YouTube. I mean, I am, but I'm not. It's not enough to pay my bills. It's enough to maybe get some groceries every 6 months. I mean, I got a bonus from them a few months back that was significant, but otherwise, it ain't nothing. I could make 10 grand a month to play Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto on a YouTube live stream and talk about a bunch of mindless bullshit and put up idiotic shorts for retards to watch. But if you talk about real stuff and you do real stuff, they suppress that. They don't want you. They want you to be broke, they want you to be dumb, and they want you to be sick. So if you show them something about how not to be sick anymore, how to be smart, and how to make money, they don't want you to watch that shit. Because the people in charge of this country, I say it every day, they're billionaires, they rape children, and they hate you. They're building AI, so the only reason they haven't killed you off yet, including me, because I'm not in their club, the only reason they haven't killed us off yet is because they need people to wait on them, clean their houses, cook their food, and serve them. But as soon as they have robots to do all that, they also need employees to work at their companies and push the buttons and do the stuff until they don't. But as soon as they get the robots good enough to replace all of that stuff, we're next. We're dead. They're going to kill us off. Bill Gates, go watch his TED Talk. He talks about it. He's just flat out said, he's like, if we do a good job with the vaccines, we'll kill off millions of you. I mean, that's not his exact words, but that is what he said. And then when you call it out, what he said, word for word, then people are like, oh, well, he really didn't mean that. Bullshit, he meant that. He flew to Epstein Island to rape kids. Like 30 fucking times his wife dumped him for that. He's still living his best life. And he's out there doing TED Talks about how he's going to kill all of you with his vaccines. As soon as we get the robots that can wait on us hand and foot, we'll keep enough of you, we'll keep enough people around so that we have kids to rape. But other than that, you're all done. We don't want to feed you anymore. We don't want to give you houses. We don't want you around anymore. We want this planet to ourselves. We want to get rid of you fucking peasants. As soon as we don't need you anymore, it's game over. You're all dead. So, keep telling me I'm a tinfoil hat nut job, and then you'll see it happen and be like, fuck, I should have listened to the guy. You can take that chance. You can roll the dice on that shit. See where it lands. I don't care. I don't care about any of you. Except for the OGs and the viewers of this channel, and especially the channel members who pay $2 a month to be an awesome channel member and get to watch some of these videos with no ads, and we get into the members only live stream and all that stuff. There's your plug. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell. There's your YouTube plug for the day. What else do we got? So yeah, I sat in that YouTube meeting. Look, just sitting in a YouTube meeting churns up all this animosity because I can't stand these people. And then, like I said yesterday, I decided I'm going to update my MacBook. But I've downloaded Sequoia, the latest patch, and I'm going to run the installer after I'm done for the day. And I can walk away from my MacBook and just let it churn and do its thing. And let's see, I cleaned out my freezer. I did the fridge yesterday. I did the freezer was nothing. Just pull everything out, wipe it down, put it all back in. There was nothing in the freezer I had to get rid of. So the fridge and the freezer, we're good for at least a month. But it'll tell me. The fridge will tell me when it's time. And I don't know, I got some dishes to do, I got some things. It's just going to be like a random day. I really don't know what. It's already 2 o'clock. So, I don't know. I might go take a fucking nap. I don't know what I'm doing today, to be honest. And it's the score, my rise and grind score is going to be low. Because I'm feeling it. Like, look at me. I look how I feel. And I'm not going to the gym. That I would like to, but I'm not. And I'm probably going to eat Tres Leches cake that's in the fridge. There's like 1,200 calories going down the old gullet. And that's not going to do anything to help my weight loss goals. But whatever, dude. It's how it is today. I'm not even calling the auto garages. I'm not there. Tomorrow will be the day that I get back at them. But right now, I'm just trying to limp. I'm in limp mode right now. So whatever I got to do to get through the day and get a good night's sleep tonight, that's what I'm doing. If I can accomplish a few things. There's some things I could do. I'm looking around. I could maybe just putz around the house and just clean and organize and try to maybe get a clutter cluster dealt with, or, get closer to that goal of being able to, shoot a video of my place and not be embarrassed. That would be, that'd be a good thing to try and do today when, but I'm just done. I'm spent. So that's the update for today, and we'll talk again. Peace out.